Hey y'all, I hope y'all are doing well. Today we are talking about more of the states that we visited. So if you have not watched my previous video of the first trip we took, that was a 3-week long trip in this RV before I renovated it, then go ahead and watch that one first. Today I'm going to talk on, I think we're going to go from Oregon, and we're going to talk on 5 different states and different things that we experienced in those states. A few of them are, like, a few reasons why there's, like, 5 of them is because not much happened in 2 of them. So, that's why I'm kind of meshing them together. This is a new series, if you are new here. But yeah, we full-time travel in a 31-foot classy motorhome that I renovated. I've got 4 children. We homeschool. And most of the time I traveled by myself with the kids. I did not have help, and I did not have my kids' dad with us. And it was great. So I did not mean to make it sound like that. It was fantastic traveling, is what I'm trying to say. Oh, also, I have a video coming up about 2 different instances that I was super duper close to true crime cases. And I'm sure there's more, but these were like widespread. Like, a lot of people know about these cases, and I was right there. Like, I was there, and it's crazy. But I'm going to talk about those stories actually. So let me write that down because I just forgot. Okay, so we're going to talk about after the trip that we went to Oregon, California, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, Nevada, Oregon. So after that, then we came back to Oregon, went to our old house, parked at our old house, got rid of everything. We have a small utility trailer. It's like 18 whatevers, square feet. It was real small, but I put all my utility, like all of our necessities in there and got rid of everything else, all of our furniture and everything, got rid of everything and only kept like our 8-foot freezer and like kids' clothes and leather stuff and primitive living stuff, all the important things in there and that we wouldn't use in here. And then we packed this. And I did a tour, I'm pretty sure, of my house. If not, I'll go back and look. If I didn't, then I'll do another tour. But yeah, so after that, we sold everything, arranged things and left. Then we went to Washington. I drove for like 8 hours straight, which is not that long. I don't know why I made that sound super long, but we drove to Bellingham, Washington, right next to like the Canada border, and we stayed at my friend's property. Shout out for letting us stay at your property for like, was it like 2 or 3 weeks? We were there for 4th of July, and that was really fun. And we went to like the parade and stuff, and got the kids like really cool books, and like there was like different things for you to do, like car show and things like that. And then after that, we drove to Leavenworth, Washington, which I don't remember how long that drive was, but I remember it just being crazy. We drove through Spokane, Washington, and it was like the sketchiest part of Washington I've ever been in my life. I was like, what the heck? It looks like zombie apocalypse. All these buildings that are like abandoned with like smoke coming out of them, even though they're abandoned, and just like everything's gray. It was super crazy looking zombie apocalypse, right? And then Leavenworth is like your storybook Christmas, like the most beautiful Christmas storybook movie ever. Hallmark Central right there. I'm sure they filmed a video there actually. But yeah, so then we were there at that RV park for one day, but realized that we didn't like that RV park because like they had no spots, and where we were parked was super weird and they had nothing to do. And so we ended up going to the Newport, Washington RV park, and we stayed there for 2 weeks. We absolutely loved it. Like, that was still one of my favorite RV parks we've been to. There was a lake, there was a hike around the lake, which was really fun. There's like paddle boards and paddle boats and stuff that you could go in. We fished and swam in that pool every single day, swam in the lake, fished at the lake. We rode our bikes everywhere. It was really fun. The kids, Jordan met this really cool little boy that was just so nice and inclusive. And I'm not sure if you guys know, but Jordan is high functioning autistic, so she has a really hard time making friends and people understanding her. And this little boy just like took her under his wing basically and was making sure that nobody was bullying her or excluding her or whatever. Like, he was being super sweet. He was a really nice kid. And then yeah, the park there was really fun. The showers were really nice. It was also a KOA along with 1,000 Trails, so I think that's why it was nice. But yeah, I met all sorts of really cool people. And then yeah, we liked that part of Washington. And then from there, after that 2 weeks, we ended up driving to Montana. Driving through Montana a little bit, going down to Idaho. We had to go down to Idaho Falls, and that's just the way it took us for some reason. And that was a lie. That was a lie. I skipped something. After we left Washington, we went to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. We went to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. We were there for several days, and it was awesome. I worked there a lot, actually, at the resort there in Coeur d'Alene. That was a lot of fun. I met a lot of really cool people. Worked at the resort for photography. And then they had a really cool splash pad park right there. It was like downtown Coeur d'Alene. And there was a really cool kiddie park / splash pad. And it was a lot of fun. We loved that splash pad. And then they had live music there every day, which was a lot of fun. And then that was like also downtown. So we had an issue with our bank. So we had to go like walk around to go downtown. We went to go get like coffee and walk down to go to the bank and stuff like that. And we were just doing all sorts of stuff. There was like a Saturday market thing, but it was like not Saturday. It was just like a week market thing, whatever. And so yeah, we loved Coeur d'Alene. If it wasn't so expensive, we would probably buy there, but it's just ridiculous. It's resort, you know what I mean? Like, really high end, really nice. And yeah, so we really loved that. We boondocked. I could probably insert some pictures here, but we boondocked around the lake. And we fished and we got beautiful pictures. There was this person that was in this miniature car that came around. He was like trying to go to Yellowstone, I think, and he took the wrong turn, and he ended up stopping and asking like where to go or something. But he had like this miniature car with like 1,000 things in this miniature car. Reminded me of something like off of Dr. Seuss or something. And yeah, it was really funny. So we took pictures with that really cool car. And then, yeah, we really loved northern Idaho. And then from there is when we went to Montana. It took us to northern, or like southern, western Montana down to Idaho Falls. I'm not sure why it took us that way. I still don't understand why it took us that way, but that was like the fastest route or whatever. I think there was like fires happening or something, and so that was the only way that we could go. And so yeah, that's what we did. And we ended up going through Montana. This was at night. And we went through Montana down to Idaho Falls, met up with one of my good friends from here on YouTube and Instagram. She's great. Her name's Stevie Lynn, and you should go follow her homestead page on Instagram. She's great. Maybe I'll link it down below if she let me. And she's very informative on homesteading, and I think she's great. And I met her before, obviously, and we went there because I had sent Jordan's birthday present to her house because I had nowhere to send it. And so we picked it up from her and got to hang out for a minute and then see her chickens and see her farm. And then we ended up heading over to Wyoming to the Tetons. So we drove over to the Tetons, and pretty much by the time we got there, it's pretty much dinner time. So we stopped in Jackson Hole, and we like got coffee, took pictures at the famous antler arches, and just kind of walked downtown for a minute. And then we ended up going into the Tetons and stuff, buying our passes, but then going over and boondocking. And it was beautiful. They had like this rock quarry part that you could boondock, but if you go further back, it's more like in the woods and stuff. So that's where we camped. And that's part of the story that I was going to talk about for the true crime cases that we were close to. I'm sure you probably know what I'm talking about, but I'll just leave that for that story time. But we boondocked there for 14 days. We actually, that first day that we were there, we were like cutting up watermelon and cantaloupe and stuff. And then we cooked burgers and everything, and we stayed the night right there. And then we ended up going the next day to Jenny Lake and going on that hike and swimming at the end of the lake, or when we got to the lake. That was really fun. I actually ended up finding a bunch of families to take pictures of because I was offering that as like a kind of resort kind of deal, like go up to people and then they end up having to go order it off your website. That's what I did. And then that was a lot of fun. And again, just like Arizona, where people are all trekked up and ready to go, and we're just like barefoot and just our hiking backpacks and water and snacks. Like that's all we were in. We were barefoot. We didn't have shoes. We brought them actually, but none of us wanted to wear them. And yeah, we hiked that. It was absolutely beautiful. We got so many pictures. It was great. And then yeah, we rode our bikes a lot, and we really enjoyed being at the Tetons. And then we went back and dispersed camp at that same spot. And then the next day we went to, what was it called? I don't remember, but it's like the Mormon house, or like the houses that, the famous houses at the Tetons. Why can I not remember what they were called? Anyways, so we went there and I took pictures there. I had photo shoots there, and then we went and checked out the other houses, and then we went back and dispersed camp. The kids were really tired after hiking the day before, so we kind of just chilled out that day. We were there for a long time. We were there for like 14 days. So all of this is kind of trickled over several days. So I think I'm wrong about my timing, but we were there a lot. And one of the days that we were there, we were kind of just chilling out where we were boondocking back on that dispersed trail off road, and we built like a little bridge out of fallen logs and stuff to go, because there's like a really deep but short stream basically, but it's really deep. Like for me to step into it, to go across it, it was like at least knee deep. So it was really weird, but we built like a little bridge to go over it, to go to the bigger water, which was shallow. And there was a ton of like quartz and stuff over there, and we were boondocking. And so we were taking baths in that water. And So we had all our like shampoo and everything, and then we were just looking for quartz and cool rocks. The kids were building fairy houses and making little like I think Jace made like a bow and arrow, and he was like shooting stuff. And then yeah, we were just hanging out, relaxing. I was taking pictures of nature and all sorts of stuff, like always. We ended up meeting a few really cool families, and so we hung out with them. We cooked dinner with one of them one night. Yeah, it was just a really cool experience there. Absolutely stunning. I remember the house got so dirty because the dirt there just tracked in dust. It was like the most powderiest mud or dirt ever. It was so bizarre. Also, the mosquitoes there were horrible. I remember we got eaten alive. It's like 4 o'clock and I'm drinking coffee. What an idiot. So yeah, that was basically the end of our Wyoming trip. We, it was Jordan's birthday like the next day. And, I think, if I remember correctly, and so we wanted to go get pie and stuff, but Jackson Hole did not have pie, and we were kind of over being at the Tetons, and you can only stay there for 14 days, so we were like, okay, after dinner, we're gonna start headed down to Colorado, because we'll probably have better chance of finding, I have a sliver in my finger, we'll have a better chance of finding organic pie. Because there's no way I was about to cook pie in my stove or my oven, because I did not have my pizza stone in my oven yet. I got my pizza stone when we were in Florida. So, yeah, we just had to figure it out. And, so yeah, that's when we headed down to Colorado, which will be in my next video, is when I will talk about our Colorado, probably to Kansas, Oklahoma, and then Texas. Maybe I'll group those 4 together. But yeah, and there was like a lot of experience mixed in that. I feel like maybe I should do like a slideshow or something of our travels right here. If not, if I don't have that, go ahead and check out our traveling RV page, because that has all of our travels on it. And that is on Instagram at chasing_adventures, period. I think Chasing Adventures is what it is, and it will be linked down below and also in my description in my bio too, if you need it. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I love telling these stories because it's like reliving it all over again. Like I can like visually remember all of these things, so it's kind of cool to reminisce a little bit. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in our next one. Bye guys.